So, welcome everyone. This is Elsie Kerns, and we are at the November Divine Feminine Gathering. We have a wonderful guest tonight that our other guests can also get on because we're going to do some specific targeted healing in addition to our regular group healing. So, I want to just go through and share some of the slides. So here we are with this beautiful picture. And of course, I love this Snoopy and Charlie Brown. We're going to just begin with this cleansing prayer. I am now choosing to cleanse myself and release any and all thought forms, beings, situations, and energies that are no longer of service to my highest and greatest good across all planes of my existence, across all universes and lifetimes. I ask that all energies that are less than love be transmuted for the highest good of all, and so it is. And that's from the website You Are Luminous. Here's a little picture of Cody Lucier. He's dealing with a very rare genetic disorder. He suffers a great deal with seizures. He's not really able, he's a little over 2 years old, but he cannot really sit up fully all by himself and walk and talk. So we're keeping him always in our prayers. And I also have them in the energy enhancement room. He's just a sweetheart. Talking about the benefits of the power of gratitude, that it improves our overall well being, less stress, better sleep, stronger relationships. It brings us empathy and optimism. So we can share our gratitude, thank people regularly. We could pay it forward after a kind gesture, tip extra for good service, attend an event with a family member or friend. And we know that our ancestors practiced cooperation. They realized that was essential for their survival. So today, that is still true. We need that cooperation if we're to move past war and hate. And some of the benefits and about sharing gratitude was in a letter from Julie Belize, and she is a wonderful friend and real estate agent. So I thought it'd be great to share. I'm going to talk and teach the butterfly hug. I also sent that out um, Sunday meditation. And I want to just say um, it's backed by science. It was developed by two Mexican therapists back in 98 after the devastation of Hurricane Pauline. It combines left brain with alternate tapping. It's also used in combination with EMDR. It helps people ground. It helps them with panic attacks. And they're able to do this on their own. So it's something that they have that they can safely process emotions. So we're going to do that together. And then I actually saw this on a 7-minute video from Dr. Susan Pierce called Bright Line Eating. Okay, so let's practice the butterfly hug. So what we're doing is crossing our arms over, just touching our shoulders. Now, if we're just looking to relieve stress, it's just a general stressful situation, we are tapping slow, alternately. and it's very calming and relaxing. Now, if we're working with trauma or a heavy emotional situation, we're going to breathe deeply and we're going to tap, alternately tapping fast. Okay. Faster, Laddie. There you go. Okay. And then we're working with that, releasing it through the alternate tapping. So remember that when we're tapping, we're crossing that right and left brain together. When we're doing it fast, we're alerting the entire nervous system that this is something that's really heavy for us that we need to work on. So we can do this anytime just to relax the body, nice and slow. Anybody of any age can learn to do this. You have this available to you 24/7. You can give it a try just when you feel upset or when somebody calls you and you get upset. Just remember that you have this available. And you can teach this to anybody else. I mean, it's well known and it's the first time that I've heard about it. So I just thought it was a great thing to show you and you can practice. And the whole write up is on that PowerPoint slide. So again, wonderful idea. And it helps us get into the present moment. Or if we're just feeling overwhelmed, it can just calm us down. It's available to you 24/7 and it has real brain science behind it. So, this is a self care technique that you can give yourself or teach anyone else. I want to just mention that because we're in autumn, this, of course, is a time for balance. And so, my friend Vicki Matthews, who is an acupuncturist, pointed out that these were great points again for sedating anxiety and just relaxing the body. So, you're going to take your middle fingers and put them right on your forehead and just on your cheekbones. So, we're going to come here and we're going to put our finger on our cheekbones. So when our fingertips are up here on the forehead, they are calming a main anxiety point. When our thumbs are resting on the cheekbone, they are working stomach meridian. So one really easy thing, you put your elbows on your desk and just close your eyes. This is really easy to do. Thing down. So on your forehead, you have what are known as neurovascular points, and they calm down that fight or flight. So the easiest way to do it is just resting your fingertips on your forehead, your stomach, and if you can just lean your elbows on a table, relaxing, and again, it's not tiring. Furthermore, you do this anywhere, even at the office. Nobody, you can tell them you're just thinking, okay? So again, a really great technique. And of course, we have the great Mona Lisa to remember that. Citron, stomach, and digestion. The tiger eye stones are great for grounding and kind of getting us balanced. So here we have our prayer book. Page 5, um, all the people that are here on the call and all the people in the prayer bowl. This is page 5 of that we're up to already with people that have asked or needed help. About how you can reach me for information on Love Infinite Possibilities and what we offer there, or remote healing in the healing room, Reiki certification, or intuitive guidance, energy medicine, and so on. Oh, I'm going to stop the share. So before I introduce our guest, does anybody have any questions about what we just did with this exercise or the butterfly hug or how you would use it or any questions at all? I think the important thing about these two things that we just did is that you have them available 24/7. You can use them anytime to help calm the body down. Very easy. So we need things that are available 24/7 to help us.
I was just going to say, I felt better already. I could feel it.
Yes, you
Yeah,
can.
they're both good.
Yeah.
Kristen did make it. She said she's on the Zoom, so she's somewhere on there.
Yes, I see Kristen is on. Yes. Great. Okay, so introduce Heather is one of our guests, and she's going to tell us a issue that she's working with and how we can help her with that. So Heather,
You broke out there for a second. So what am
okay,
I?
okay, now am I back? I don't know
Yes.
what. Okay, so I'm going to put you on speaker view.
Okay.
Okay. So welcome to the Divine Feminine Gathering. And how can I help you with what's going on in your life right now?
So the main thing that's going on, I've had some health issues. Back in for the past 2 years, I've been fighting bronchitis and pneumonia, pretty much constantly. And the main thing, I was diagnosed with an autoimmune disease back in January. And it's mostly affecting the lungs. And basically, my body does not um, fight off infection, so it's affecting the lungs. So that is the main thing that I am looking for some healing help with is the autoimmune and lung support.
Okay, great. So first thing I want to say is information on lung meridian, but we can bring our fingertips right to the center of our chest and imagine that we rake out the congestion, the infection, whatever it is. This doesn't substitute for what you need to do medically, but it is a great relief because the lungs are holding our anxiety and our grief. So any have a cold or bronchitis, just kind of raking the lungs out is very beneficial. That's the first thing. The second thing I want to say, Heather, is that you mentioned that because of the autoimmune, your body is not able to effectively fight infection, correct?
Correct.
Yeah. So the main meridian that helps us fight infection is the spleen meridian. Okay. And spleen comes from the outside of the big toe all the way up the body, underneath the armpit, and ends right there at the rib cage underneath the armpit. So any way that you can tap there is helpful. You might find that area is a little tender,
Okay.
but just tapping there is a way to support the spleen, or just holding that area and loving it. The spleen is underneath the left breast, so you can go in and hold the spleen, love it. You can send a color to the spleen, whatever color comes to mind that you would like to fill that area with for healing. So those are just some easy things that you can do. And what they help you with is primarily antibiotics to help get rid of the infection. Is that correct?
Yes, antibiotic and steroids.
And the steroids. Okay. So it's really helpful to tap that spleen and strengthen it as much as possible, because the steroids also lower the threshold on our immune system. They help the inflammation, but that is one of the things that they also do.
Right.
Yeah. So anyway, you can do that. Okay. So I'm going to tell us what specifically she's working with, and then we're going to work just the two of you. Kristen, are you here? Were you able to click in?
Hi, how are you?
Hi,
Sorry,
Chris.
I was here. I just didn't want to disturb you guys, so I had it on mute and now I'm ready. Um, my issue is that I have chronic Lyme disease, and as a result of doctors missing it back in my 20s when I had symptoms at the original onset of it, um, they I have chronic Lyme, and it has settled into my ears, so I'm deaf. Um, and nothing that I've tried really has worked. I did find out recently I'm gluten sensitive, so I'm going to come off of all the gluten because that should help to lower. Because again, I also have autoimmune stuff, which is as a result of the chronic Lyme. So the gluten sensitivity makes a lot of inflammation in my body. Um, so that will probably help with the ears, but um, yeah, I mean, I'm always looking for healing of my ears. I don't feel it's a condition that is meant to last, but it's here. So whatever can be done to help heal my hearing,
Right. Okay. And you work in the healing field, correct?
I do. I'm a
Yeah.
therapist and life coach. I do EMDR, so that definitely resonated with the
Oh,
butterfly.
okay. That
Yeah.
resonates. Right. Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay. Great. All right. So you're also a mom. You've got a couple, and I'm sure they're busy.
Yes. I have three boys. One of them has been a little challenging lately, as my mom, told you. Um, I'm trying to really focus on all the positive with him though. I'm trying to really not even bring the negative, like he's diagnosed with ADHD and they want to put him on meds, which I don't want to do. I just think that he needs a little healing too, probably, but um, I'm really trying to focus on the positive things throughout the day with him because I feel like the more I focus on he's doing this, he's doing that, his behavior, this, that, it manifests more of that. So I'm trying to focus on how he draws pictures for all the other little kids in class. And but yeah, the stress of all that definitely plays a role with the hearing loss. So yeah.
Okay. So let me just go back to Heather for a second. And Heather is did mention that you do some work?
I am an instructor, but I'm also an end of life doula.
Oh, great. That's right. I remember you told me that. Yeah. And so you can, as an instructor, you can do a certain amount of your planning and teaching at home, which I think would help.
Right, correct. Yeah.
And how long have you been an end-of-life doula? Because I know there's a certain training in that.
Yeah, so I started the training in 2020 during the pandemic, and then I got my certification in 2021. So that's when I completed the training. So since 2021, I've been an end-of-life doula.
Great. Okay, so I am going to invite you, Heather, and also Kristen, to simply close your eyes, be comfortable, and I'm going to ask all of our ladies here, our women healers, we're going to focus in on the both Heather and Kristen for what they have brought forth and the highest purpose. So let's all get relaxed.
Elsie, you
Yes.
you keep going in and out, so I think we just got partial of what you just said.
Okay. So let me do this. I'm going to change the mic. Hold on.
And can Kristen tell us how old her son is who's working with who's
Right.
Tommy's 5.
5?
Okay.
Okay.
Now, can you hear me?
Yes.
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 Okay.
Can
So
I say something?
the
Can I
other,
say something about Tommy? Can I say something about Tommy?
okay.
No way is he ADHD. He's off the charts, intelligent, kind-hearted, beautiful person. He's like an adult in a little body, and he's a wonderful little kid. He's no way ADHD. And the teachers and the school system don't understand, and they want to push everybody into a little hole. And he's different and he's special. It gets me upset when I hear about it because I don't want him to be tainted and labeled when he could be so, if you nurture all his good qualities, he could be the greatest leader in the world. He's a leader, he's smart, he doesn't forget anything. And if he's in a good school with a teacher that appreciates him, he would excel and be nurtured. I'm sure Addie understands that. So that's my take on Tommy. And I would fight to the end for Tommy.
Okay, thank you. So Peggy is Chris' mom, and of course, Tommy's grandmother. So she has a very special feeling for him and what she would like to see.
I'm very passionate about her kids.
Yeah, great. Okay, so what I was saying is that I'm inviting Heather and Kristen to close their eyes, just get relaxed, and we're all going to do the same thing, and we're going to spend some time sending love and healing for the highest purpose, the highest intention to both Heather and Kristen. We're focusing on them and the issues that they presented. So let's take a breath, and however each of you wishes to send that, some people hold their hands over their heart, some people hold their hands out to the recipients, whatever is comfortable to you. So let's all take a deep breath. Close your eyes and remove the distractions around you as we set intention to help Kristen and Heather. So when you're ready, we'll just come back gently. So as we come back, I just want to mention, Kristen, that in the latest issue, not this issue, but the latest issue of What Doctors Don't Tell You, they had a very extensive article just on Lyme disease. This is a great magazine. It's published by famous author and researcher Haggard and her husband, Brian Hubbard, out of England. They're in England. The magazine is What Doctors Don't Tell You. You can get it just on your computer, or you can get the physical copy sent to you and online, whichever, or just one or the other. They have really excellent articles in there, and Lynn McTaggart has written a couple books and is well known in her research work. So I also want to mention that Lynn McTaggart, a couple of years ago, quite a few years ago, began a group called The Power of Eight. And she trained people in the concept of group healing. So each month, this group that was part of the Power of Eight were sent 3 people to work on. They were the people that were in the Power of Eight were all around the world, and they were all doing this long distance. They would decide on a day and a time, and they would do it at the same time together for each individual. Dr. Joe Dispenza also has copied the same idea, and at his retreats, they also do a circle of 8, 3 on one side of the individual, 3 on the other, 1 at each end, and they do healing for that person. Imagine that in a room of 1,000 people. So anytime that we're dealing with something big, group healing is really needed for us to work through something. So you might keep that in mind. You can look on Dr. Joe Dispenza's site and see all the testimonials. In fact, the Pope at the Vatican was so impressed, not this Pope, the Pope before him, was so impressed with Dr. Joe's, all these miracles they were coming up with, that he asked Dr. Joe to come and meet with them at the Vatican, and they wanted to understand what they were doing to create these miracle stories. And Dr. Joe explained that, primarily through meditation that he taught. So he had a little bit of a tough time finding a day and a time to go in his schedule, but the Pope said, whenever you can come, just let me know and I will send my private plane for you. Now, I grew up Roman Catholic. I did not know till then that the Pope had his own right to hear. So I think we're living in a time of miracles, and we're going to see more and more miracles for sure. So anybody have any comments on that?
I have one comment. Oh, go ahead, Kristen.
Oh no, I was going to say, sorry, Tommy just came in with me. Um, I felt it was like I was seeing weird images, like just I don't know if it resonates or why, but first I seeing bears, like I just kept seeing a black bear in my and then what else did I see? And then I just started feeling, and then I like started laughing, like I felt like I was going to start cracking up laughing. Like
Okay.
it just felt like I felt like I wanted to laugh, but I did definitely feel really light here, like
Yeah.
right here. Um, and then I started to feel really calm.
Good.
So
Good.
thank you guys for that.
Great. So something you may also try, Kristen, is what I call roto-rootering. And so you can just take your hands off your ears and do circles one way. You can use both hands and then circles the other way. You can do like 15 times this way and then times this way. So like any area of the body, we can kind of roto-rooter, as I call it roto-rootering, because you're just spinning one way, then the other, and the body takes over from there. That's something you might try, yeah. Addie, yeah, you had a question? Addie, go ahead, you're muted. Okay. Okay.
I just looked up for Kristen the spiritual significance of the black bear, and it said resilience. Wait a minute, significance. I lost it now. Of the black bear, and it was strength, resilience, courage. Science. God, I keep looking. Wait a minute, I keep losing it.
Is that like as an animal totem?
Well, sometimes they say, like when you dream or you vision something, there's a spiritual significance. And it said resilience and courage. It was all positive, strong things. I lost it, but I had it a minute ago. Siri. Should I try to find it? What is the spirit?
Okay.
Yeah.
Heather, how did you like all this? Oh, go ahead, Addie.
It's a sign of strength, courage, and resilience, and as well as a reminder to tap into one's inner power and resources. Black bear omens symbolize protection, guidance, and the need to trust one's intuition and instincts.
That's Kristen.
Yes, that's great.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, thanks, Addie.
Oh, you're welcome.
I should say hi to Tommy. Hi,
Hi,
Tommy.
Tommy.
I love you.
Hi, Amy.
Can you see me?
Can you see me?
Look, I
Hi,
see
Tom.
your Tommy. I see the beautiful light shining from your heart. You're such a beautiful person. You're
Yeah.
doing great there. You're so nice and calm, and you're getting all the good energy.
Mhm.
Thanks for being with us.
Hi,
Yeah,
Tommy.
Hi, everybody.
great. How old is Tommy?
5.
5? Oh, wow. Okay, 5 years old. Wow.
Mhm.
Okay, so let me check in with Heather. How are you doing, Heather?
I definitely feel like my lungs were opening up more, like I'm definitely wheezing more.
Mhm.
So I'm assuming that's a good thing.
Yes,
So
right.
you know,
Yeah.
I definitely feel like things are opening up a little bit more. So I think that's good.
Good. So, lung meridian is the shortest one of all the meridians. It's very easy to work with. So it starts right at the lung and it goes down the inside of the arm, whoop, and off the thumb. So when we were talking the other day, I said, lung time is between 3 and 5 a.m. And you said that's when I start coughing the most.
Correct.
Right.
Yep.
So when you wake up the next time and you're coughing like that, I would suggest you just run lung backwards like 3 times. You would start at your thumb, the end of the thumb, trying to get in. Just go right up to the lung once and twice and 3 times. And you would do that on each side. It's bilateral. And what you're doing is saying to lung, just calm down, just relax. Okay, so if we run a meridian forward, we put energy into it. If we run it backwards, we say, well, calm down. Too
Okay.
much. So you might try that if you wake up and see if it helps.
Okay. I definitely will.
Yeah. So did anybody else have any comments? Because we're going to go in now to our giant prayer bowl with everybody. And
Yeah, I'll see if
we usually do for our group. Okay? So any other comments or questions?
yeah, I would like to just say that I have a coworker who has the same problem, lung problems, and so she started anti-inflammatory diet, and she feels so much better. And just to tell that anti-inflammatory diet, it's not what you don't eat, but what you eat also. And it's very helpful to take a test. It's Alkan test to check your blood for what products or food can give you your body get inflammatory response to those foods. I did that test, and apparently lemon gives me like an allergic reaction. It's not really allergic reaction, just inflammatory response. So I stopped eating lemon, which I did, and oranges also, and grapefruits. So it's a good stuff. You think you're eating good, but your body doesn't take that as a good stuff. So that might help too. Sometimes we think we're eating good, but we're not.
Oh, thanks, Tanya. Also, Peggy, didn't you, we were praying for that fella, Greg. I think he was in dialysis.
Oh, yes. He lost one kidney. He had cancer before, then he had it again, then he lost a kidney, then the other kidney was not functioning and he was on dialysis. He was on death's door, and now he's back to working a couple jobs.
Oh my gosh. I remember we put him in the prayer bowl. You sent me a message and said, he really needed help. So that's remarkable.
Yeah, Kristen met him the other day when she came for breakfast, and he said to everybody, he said, she is her mother's daughter. They said, Kristen's exactly like you. Her mannerisms, she looks like me, and yeah, they got a kick out of it, and they loved having Kristen join them. And Bill said when Kristen walks in the room, he can feel her light and her energy brighten up the place.
Oh, great. Well, that's great to hear about him also. That's quite a transition getting off dialysis and now he's back to work.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I never saw anything like it, and he's going to go to Florida. It's totally a miracle in my view.
Yeah. Well, we're in miracle time, so
We are. I went real quick when we were in Turkey, Ephesus, Turkey, and we walked down in Ephesus, then we took a trip to the Virgin Mary's house where she spent her last days. And when I got close to it, it was just a little small stone building. I was overcome with a warm feeling that miracles are coming, healing is happening. I was brought to tears and I started praying. And then it's real fast because you walk through, it's so small and you light a candle. When you were in there briefly, you could feel, I felt beautiful entities and energy in there. And even Bill felt, he's not religious. When he came out, he felt the same thing. We were all brought to tears, and I felt like the whole universe opened up with light and warmth and healing. Then when we got it was a cruise. Then we got back, they were talking about things, and so many people on the cruise had the same experience of feeling that beautiful energy there and the warmth opening their hearts and brought to tears, and the healing was taking place. It was a great experience.
It sounds wonderful. Yes, I remember you were going on that cruise. Yeah. And for Bill, guys don't so much openly acknowledge all that kind of spiritual stuff. So
Now, that's all new to him, but he knows it. He's feeling energy and he's getting into it.
good. Well, yeah, Sylvia, he said, I thought that with this because I have to keep up with Peggy now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so everybody, we're going to go into another quiet state, and we're working with the basket filled on top with the figure 8 of all of these people that have requested healing and that are on in our Divine Feminine gathering group, and all of us as well. Okay? So let's get relaxed again. Take a deep breath. However it works for you, and healing, love, and light for all the people in the prayer bowl, and that includes all of us. So as you're ready, we can come back gently. If there's anyone that you want in the prayer bowl, just send me their name, any information, and I put it first on a Post-it note, then in the prayer bowl, and then we add them on the PowerPoint on that list. 6 very soon. So I want to thank Heather and Kristen and Tommy for coming on tonight, joining us, and we'll keep you in our prayers and also put you in the prayer bowl, prayer basket now. I just want to say that I just happened the other night to see a documentary, and it was based on the prisoners of war that were brought to the United States, both the German prisoners of war, this was in World War II, and also the Japanese prisoners of war. There were a group of women and also men. But what was amazing was how at first there was a special on the women who happened to be nurses and medics for their men in the Pacific, and they were afraid they couldn't believe that they were being fed by the Americans. And so when they came to this first dinner, they couldn't believe the amount of food that was available, and they were actually afraid to eat it for fear that this was how they were going to be poisoned. They had been told that the Americans were going to poison them, torture them, etc. And so the captain in charge of the whole barracks got up and, ate some of the food to show them that he didn't die, they're fine, they could eat the food. And there was also, they had the women, they wanted the women to get showers so they could treat any wounds that they had and see where they needed help. And they got there, and the women were each given a bar of soap, which they hadn't seen in over a year because they were all involved in the war. But none of them would go to the showers. And so finally, the interpreter explained to the captain that they were afraid that they were going to be gassed, that this was, the way that they were going to be killed. So, full uniform, turned the shower on and showed them that they were not going to get gassed. So they had to take them every step of the way, to show them. And the men who had been captured, were, very malnutrition, had been fighting, had lost. And for the Japanese in particular, the interpreter explained that to surrender was worse than death in their culture. And, they too could not believe that they were being fed by the Americans. And, with that first meal, just broke down and cried over the reality that they could actually eat something. They were living on grassroots and black and moldy bread. It was just an amazing documentary about the war, and how it was interesting how they were brought here to the United States. At the end of the war, they were then taken back to their countries. So thanks everybody for joining me tonight, and we'll be together in December and end the year with, I hope, a happy note. So one of the things I thought about watching those documentaries were that despite all the problems we are currently in our country, we are still very lucky to be here.
Mm-hmm.
country. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, Barbara.
Thank you
Okay, everybody. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving.
You too.
Yeah,
Happy Thanksgiving.
we'll keep everybody in prayer for this whole time.
Yeah.
Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Everybody.
Everyone.
Thanks, Elsie.
Everybody. Thank you,
Goodbye.
Elsie. Thank you, everybody.